Hello, welcome to my channel. Here is Eva J's Mystical Messages, and today is day number 19 of the 21-day Metatron Meditation Challenge. I am here this morning to read the meditation and to share with you some thoughts afterwards. The milestone today is that I finished one of the books that I had. It's just a notebook that had like 80 pages or something in it, and I finished it. I filled it completely up with writing. So I will be changing notebooks into second notebook, but yeah, that will come as I read the meditation. I'm really happy to start the new week and to be able to do this, and I hope that you will get something out of it. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for leaving comments and likes on the videos. That helps with the algorithms and stuff like that. And even though my channel is very small, I'm hoping that it will slowly grow into a little bit more of a community. But all that said, here we go. It's day number 19. Today is February 16th, 2025, and here is today's meditation. I began by writing, "To err is human, to forgive divine." Metatron says, true. This will happen in most all of human experiences. To expect perfection will only result in disappointment. I said it seems applicable in most scenarios, doesn't it? And Metatron says, indeed. You are learning a great deal. It would seem as though the wisdom is coming to you in not just our moments, but in all interactions. You seem calmer, more relaxed, and more willing to let go of past mistakes. I said, yes, I guess I'm learning to not expect myself to be perfect. I have made many mistakes in life, and am grateful that we do not dwell on the individual mistakes I have made. I know that they are there, but I am so glad that I don't need to rake myself over the coals because of them. And Metatron says, that is a very good way of being. You cannot change the past, only course correct so that you will not make the same mistake twice. I said, course correct. Yes, sometimes you sound like one of us, even if you are ancient. And Metatron says, well, it is better than to be called old. I said, I just don't want to get insulting. And Metatron says, you are not. So what have you been thinking about? And I said, I don't know. I guess about a lot of things, mostly people who have passed before me. I go to sleep each night wondering if I should try and contact those who have passed before me. I wonder if they are well, but then a voice inside says, yes, they are. And Metatron says, yet you still wonder about the subject of ghosts. You watch shows about haunted houses. You've experienced as much when you were in Hawaii. I said, yes, that old codger who made mincemeat out of my computer. I had to reformat the hard disk because of him. Was the place haunted? Or better said, is there really such a thing as earthbound spirits? And Metatron says, yes. There are earthbound spirits. They are generally trapped on Earth in the same way as the old codger you described. There are many spirits who feel trapped in the Earth experience. They want to move on, but are not able to. I said, okay, was the apartment I lived in back in the late 80s, early 90s haunted? The one-room place where I was living. And Metatron says, the apartment had a certain energy, but if you wish to know if there was a spirit residing there, the answer is no. I said, so basically the person who told me this was trying to scare me. And Metatron says, yes, they were. The energy of that apartment was heightened. It enabled you to have both of those informative dreams you had, the first about your father and the second about the alien family. Both of those dreams were empowered by the fact that you were far away from the energies of your mother's home. I said, wait a minute. Are you telling me that a place's energy impacts what one dreams? And Metatron says, sure. The places that you spend time in take on your energy. The words and energies that you give off contribute to it. When a certain person and their energies come together, they create a certain field that embodies all things. That is why when you get away from your childhood home, things began to happen for you. The apartment was a place for you to understand the changes that were happening in your life. Do you remember when you said that after you became an adult, you began buying books? I said, yes. Well, that only happened after you left home. You did not want to contend with the idea that you had to force your beliefs to coincide with your surroundings. You thought that being away from unity was the kiss of death, that you would stop learning, but you didn't. You wrote your first story at the new apartment. Your spiritual experiences started to happen after you left home. Do you think that this was mere chance? It was not. You were opening yourself up to the possibilities. You just needed to find the spiritual people, the ones or the same way, the ones on the same wavelength with you. As you were doing this, you were trying to break away from the old ideas that were no longer serving you. This is when you were able to reconnect with that spiritual side of yourself. I said, I don't remember very much about that time. I just remember that it was around the same time that my father got sick and I was trying to break free from my mother's control. Metatron says, yes, that was a difficult time. But what did you realize? I said that I was happier alone than with the control dramas. My best friend, although several hundred miles away, could see it. I guess it really does go to show that we often don't see something that is directly in front of us, but others can see it. And Nigel says, that's why you were prone to abusive relationships or being around abusive people. When you met your husband, you broke free from that. I said, I'm grateful that I saw him for the wonderful person he is. Nigel said, indeed. And how you left the old behind and stepped into a new situation was equally profound. Have you noticed that when you made that choice, the people around you tried to get you to go back to the old ways? I said, yes. Now that you mention it, I do. That is crazy. I had never thought about that old relationship being demonstrative of the old ways of doing things. And Sunshine comes in and says, well, when you left the other guy for the new experience, you were telling everyone that you were done with the old ways of doing things. Haven't you ever thought about the fact that what you were doing was stepping out from the shadows? I said, I thought it was just my going to Russia. I thought that catalyzed it. And Nigel said it did. It showed that you were done with the old way of doing things. You went there expecting to learn a new language, but that lesson that you really learned was that the opportunity to experience true freedom. When you came home, you understood that. There was no one there to tell you how to do things. You were standing on your own 2 feet, and you were able to tell people that you wanted to choose for yourself. It was the opportunity to break free. You just had to take it. Later, you recognized for yourself that it truly meant choosing a path with a partner that would serve your highest good or staying in the old rut where you did not serve your highest good. I said, I think I dodged a bullet when I chose the man I married. Nigel said, yes, and I am wont to say that I was concerned as to how you were going to choose. You had always been a deep person, but you have always chosen a peaceful path that would be the easiest for everyone else, but not for yourself. When you went against the grain, you broke free from the control dramas. See, and Sunshine breaks in and says, you also saw that those who wanted you to remain in their control were not happy about it. Having someone to control meant that you were living for their sake and not for your own. I said I resented being treated like that. And Sunshine says, yes. And you made that point clear when you chose to compromise and have your married name compromise and have both your married name and your birth name on your diplomas. I said I should have completely dropped my maiden name. I just thought that it was a compromise. I realize now that making concessions to toxic people is not the best way to go. Metatron says, no, it is not. You have really put yourself through a difficult path in offering concessions to others. Today you realize that people do not make concessions to you, so why should you make concessions to them? This is one of the things that made your life harder. The unwanted decisions that you made, which made things seem easier, but only succeeded in making them more difficult. Sometimes the best thing you can do is to stand firm and say, no, this is not what I want. If it turns out to be a mistake, then so be it. It is a mistake. You only learn from mistakes, and as the case here, you don't know how it is, and can better navigate through them when you make them yourself. I said, I see your point. I do remember having someone tell me that I will want to go back to the States after 2 weeks of living here. It has now been close to 30 years. And Metatron says, yes, but the more than proving them wrong, you recognize that through working together with your partner, you found a sense of being in a place where you belong. Sometimes there is nothing more rewarding than that. The recognition that what you wanted contradicted what your family wanted, and by accepting the things that you wished for did not make you selfish. It only made you realize that your wishes for your life were more important than their wishes for your life. One of the biggest barriers that mankind has is trying to break free from control dramas. Having control over others does not enhance growth. It only hinders it, and it leaves you feeling as though you are a trapped bird in a cage. I said, I think I was. That is why my biggest regret is that I didn't study music. Metatron says, yes, perhaps that is why you love music and put so much emphasis on it. You can still fulfill your dreams without the degree, but you still feel, after all this time, like you sacrificed your own dreams and ambitions for the sake of another. I said, still, if I had gone a different direction, then maybe I would still be there instead of here. And Sunshine says, it's a given. You would probably never have met your husband. One decision truly shaped and formed where your life has gone. I said, I guess so. Although today feels a bit all over the place, I am grateful to you all for your wisdom and guidance. And Metatron says, it is our pleasure. And I said, thank you. So that is today's meditation. I finished writing in this one book. I said, and now I have this finished. I said, the only problem is that now I'm going to type this stuff in the computer. It's going to take me forever and a day to do it. But I will do it. I will get it done eventually and post it somewhere. I was given the suggestion of posting to a certain website that does like a lot of spiritual writings and stuff like that. So I may look into that and see. But first I have to get it typed in. And I also wanted to type in the other meditation book, which is in another notebook entirely. So I have a lot of work to do. So there's going to be a lot of stuff coming up. Hopefully I will get it done. But at any rate, I'm really very grateful to them for their words and wisdom and insight. And I'm grateful to you for watching and hopefully taking something from this and applying it on your own journey and being able to hear someone else's experiences. Maybe that helps enable you to find insight about your own experiences, about your own past, and about the things that you hope to accomplish. So I hope that is what this will unlock for you. And I wish you a wonderful day. And I hope that you are happy and joy-filled in whatever it is that you are undertaking. And till we meet again, and thank you. And as always, namaste.